everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fight Night Chicago podcast. Coming to you live from the Village Roadhouse here in Skokie, Illinois. Also, the sponsor of the show is Village Roadhouse.
Huge spot, by the way.
Great spot. Definitely come check it out. If you want to catch any fights, any boxing events, any main events, pay-per-view, come to Village Roadhouse. This is the spot to be at here in Skokie, Illinois. We have a great episode ahead. Again, my name is Izzy, Fight Night Chicago.
My name is Marco, everybody.
And make sure you guys follow us on Instagram for all the latest news, boxing information, boxing events such as amateur MMA, amateur boxing, amateur wrestling, anything combat sports. Make sure you follow us on Fight Night Chicago podcast.
Busy
and
month.
Fight Night Chicago. Very busy month. February has been crazy busy. I look forward to recapping what's been happening so far, and I look forward to getting into all the news of the MMA, the boxing, and all the breaking news we've been hearing going forward. So make sure you guys follow us at the ads down below. Follow us on Instagram. Follow the TikToks. I'll post everything down below.
Share everything.
Grab some merch too. And check out our last two interviews with two boxers from the Sam Kelowna Boxing Gym. Beck the Boxer, and then also Savage Sarah. Check those interviews out as well too, okay?
They're great interviews. Got to know a lot of insight about them, a lot about the gym.
Absolutely.
Great people.
Absolutely. So what we getting into today?
Yes, sir. We'll start with UFC.
Okay.
I know you want to go straight to Izzy, but we gotta take it back a little bit.
That's fine. I'll hold up on Izzy a little bit.
All right, because I know you got some thoughts. I know you got some. Everyone's got some thoughts about that. But there's a couple things that happened though. MVP got the upset win.
He did.
Yeah.
Got the upset win. Bullet. I know he has some stuff going on, but he put up a good fight, but MVP definitely got that win.
I feel like MVP's figured something out that, you know, his style really is very awkward.
Absolutely.
Holland had a hard time with him. Ian Gary had to wrestle him.
Yep.
Ian Gary couldn't do a stand-up game with him. And obviously Char Bullet could not figure out what to do.
Yeah, MVP has an unorthodox style. He has those flapping arms when he comes to the ring. Very Kung Fu-like, but he showed up and had a good fight.
I think he had a great fight. I think he broke top 15 now.
Yeah.
Right? Top 15. He's been pretty active.
Very active, very put his name out there. I know he was on the other side of 30, but he's looking good though.
This is his third fight in the UFC?
Yeah.
His third fight?
Yeah, third.
You think he breaks top 10? You think he breaks, top 5 this year?
I think he can.
Yeah,
he has
early.
He has a good chance too. He keeps it up. Getting some stronger opponents, takes those harder fights, and he definitely crack that top 10.
You think he'll break? It's just hard. That division is active.
It is.
That division. He's not young, man.
No,
he's not young. He's in his twilight years. He's trying to make a name for himself in the UFC. Obviously, MVP's already a huge name.
Of course.
Huge name across all these other places. But in the UFC, he is making waves. I think he's on track. If he keeps this up, if he gets lined up with the right fights.
Right.
I can see a title fight going on.
I can see so too. Maybe later this year. Who knows? If he keeps it up. It's still early in the year. February he got a good win. He may can fight again, and maybe May, and then maybe again, and maybe September.
Yeah, if the matchmakers do a decent job, he'll crack top 5 this year.
Yeah, for sure.
And then once he's there, I'm confident saying they'll give him a belt shot.
Absolutely.
But he has to get there. Obviously he couldn't beat Ian Gary.
No.
But there are other fighters. There are other ways to get to that top level. And he's chasing him, man. He's really trying.
He is.
But Char Bullet though.
Yeah.
Talking about retirement already?
Yeah, some medical things going on. Doctors say he can't get cleared.
Yeah.
He's been fighting a lot out the country. So it's kind of sad to see because he's such a great fighter.
He is.
But I really hope that they can really figure it out.
Double bullet?
Double bullet. That was an amazing knockout. Probably one of the best knockouts I've seen.
Honestly, it's hard because he's got the look. When people see him, it doesn't have to be like just big UFC fans, MMA fans. They see him, they're like, "That's a scary looking guy. Let's see what happens." And he does deliver for the most part.
He does.
I'm hearing though that he can't get cleared to fight in the US because of his eyesight.
Correct.
I'm hearing so. I don't want to say that it's up for him, but that's tough. You got to start taking care of yourself. When you're talking about losing your eyes like Michael Bisping, it's time to start looking at other options. But I'm hoping that's not the case because he's so young.
Yeah,
he's got a lot to do still, and I think he can do if he's put in the right kind of fights. Maybe if he takes a little bit of time off, does a surgery or something, he's in a better place though.
Yeah, for sure.
So hopefully we see him.
Yeah, I hope he gets healthy. I hope it's something that's not too serious where he has to retire. But if he does, he had a really great career, short career, but it was still good.
I think he'll be remembered regardless.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you know what? Hopefully Sharabullah gets better. Hopefully these rumors are just that, rumors, and we'll see him come fight and bring it, you know, because he always does. He always does. The heavyweight division though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna butcher this name. You put a picture up. We'll put a picture
I'll put a picture up.
Jairzinho Rozenstruik, number
Good
9
enough.
ranked.
Yes.
Number 9 ranked in the UFC. You're number 9. You're top 10 ranked, and you get dropped.
Which is crazy to see, considering he just fought on the Riyadh card.
Yep.
So for him to get dropped, it has to be something behind the scenes. Some contract negotiations probably went wrong. Maybe it was the people they put him up against. Maybe it's some fights that he didn't agree to that he had to go out and do because of his contract.
Bro,
who knows?
There's not, that division's so thin though. As big as those guys are, that division is so thin. It's hard to sort of say no to certain fights. So
Correct.
maybe if that's what happened, I could sort of see why the UFC is kind of, you know what, let's move on from him.
Yeah.
But when you have that thin of a division, you want to keep the best.
Yeah.
You know, and I still think that he's a good fighter. I hope to see him back. I hope to see him in, another, couple fights, maybe a contract renewal. Maybe he comes back with more money for all we know.
Yeah,
We don't know the full details.
Yeah.
But it just sort of shocked me. He was just on the card last weekend, and now he's dropped.
Yeah. It's kind of strange to see, but something to come out in the next few days, and some news will come out. He probably, maybe signed with GFL, PFL, who knows, but something's going to come out where it's like, it was some contract negotiations that couldn't get done.
Yeah. Hopefully we hear news about it. And then when the news does drop, Fight Night Chicago podcast, Fight Night Chicago.
Posting everything.
Breaking news, local Chicago stuff, everything you guys need to know.
Number 1 in Chicago.
And you know what? You know what else we're going to drop? As soon as it drops, John Jones has got some news for us tomorrow.
Got some big news tomorrow. John Jones did announce on his Twitter, I believe, that he's dropping some big news in 24 hours. We're hoping that it is the Tom Aspinall match we're all looking for. We're hoping for that. So
I don't see it, man. John Jones is doing whatever he wants, man.
He is.
He held that belt for what, a year and a half without competing.
Yep.
He didn't drop the belt. He's sort of doing what he wants when he wants. And I think it's when the division is this lackluster at this point, you want to see these big fights happen. So why is John Jones, giving us such a hard time to get these fights happen?
I think John Jones doesn't care anymore. He's made a lot of money. He's beat some of the best. He's been beating them in style too. Saw the fight against Stipe with the kick.
Yep.
He's winning in style, so
yep.
he can do whatever he wants. He is the kind of, I wouldn't say he's the face of the UFC, because there's bigger names than him that's fighting more, like Alex Pereira, Topuria, people like that are the face. But I feel like he is, when you think UFC, you think John Jones. You think John Jones when you think of UFC sometimes. So I hope there's some big news. I hope it's not retirement news.
What if it is though? It could be retirement. He could be just saying it for more money, right? Because he wants that big payday. I think money talks, and I think Tom Aspinall makes a great point that this heavyweight division, he just recently said it is boring, lackluster. These, we're seeing the same guys: Cyril Gane, Alexander Volkov, Sergey Pavlovich up on top, not doing much, even though they're up on top. And it's time to see those big fights. So hopefully this news that John Jones drops is great and good for the sport. But like you said, he could do whatever he wants at this point.
He can, and Dana White's going to cater to her too, because that's his favorite fighter.
It is. He did say though that that Islam is number 1 pound for pound now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people getting flack about it, but deep down he knows John Jones is got still. Yeah, for sure.
But that topic you wanted to talk about, man. Go ahead. Start it off. I know you want to talk about this.
Izzy. I respect Izzy. Izzy is a legend, but I think it's time to hang it up, man.
Hang it up?
He's not pay-per-view anymore. He's
not pay-per-view?
He's not
Come
top
on,
anymore.
Bro.
Let these young guys get in there. Let the Topurias, let the Sean O'Malley's, let all these younger fighters, let the Dan Hookers of the world get in there.
Get in the main event. If you're talking, he's still pay-per-view. He could do undercard. He could do co-main event.
He's undercard. He's UFC Fight Night, Apex, like those type of fights.
That's crazy.
Izzy is cooked. And I knew he was cooked when he did the Alex Pereira, when he tried to and stop the ref and try to get the guy off his mark.
Yeah.
When he did that and he got knocked right out, I said,
dude.
He's sad.
You know what the problem is though? Everyone has so much film on Izzy. They sort of know what his biggest problems are.
His style's played out.
They know that if you get in his face, you smother him a little bit with the jab, he'll figure out. You go straight up to him like Strickland did.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an answer to it. He got knocked out in 2 rounds, man. 2 rounds, man.
2 rounds. And he hasn't been losing by decision. I think one fight maybe lost by decision, but You look at Duplessis, you look at Strickland, you look at Imavov, he just fought. Like, he's not winning these fights, and he's losing them pretty bad.
A couple quick notes for us, man. You're right. I think it is an end of an era. I do believe it. Izzy's 1-4 in his last 5 fights. That's a 20% win rate. Usman is 1-3 in his last 4 fights. Volkanovski 1-3 in his last 4 fights. We are witnessing the top guys that were the top guys, that were the face of the UFC, that were carrying the company, lose. And this is a whole new era, man. Yeah. I didn't believe it for a little bit, but after seeing all these stats, I think you're right. It is a change of pace. They're slowing down. Yeah. Izzy's on the opposite side of 30. I think he's 34, 35.
34, 35, yeah, on the wrong side of 30 for sure.
Wrong side of 30. His chin's been cracked more than once. You know, Usman, he can't beat the three round fights anymore. He showed that he couldn't do it. Maybe he'll do a 5-rounder, but at that point you're gonna fight someone that has higher face. Who knows what happens there? And Volk just isn't the same, man. No, it is a different breed of fighters right now. These top guys are no longer top guys, and it's rough to see.
Yeah, especially when you see Volk making those jokes when it's like a last minute replacement. Like, why didn't you call me? It's like, Volk, sit your ass down. Like, it's over with Volk. Like I respect Volk. Like I said, all these guys you just mentioned are legends. Izzy is a legend. Usman is a legend. Volk is a legend. They're all legends, and I just hate to see them go out like this because it's
Tony Ferguson style, man.
Yeah, Tony Ferguson.
Oh, man,
you hate to see it.
There are a couple, Izzy's a couple losses away from sort of seeing that style.
Yeah.
And it's tough because the UFC gave Tony Ferguson time after time after time to sort of hang it up, and he didn't want to because he wanted that last win.
Exactly.
I'm worried that these guys right here are on the same boat. Maybe I'm saying it too soon, but it's hard to see because these were people that were the face of the sport for so long, and now we just have to adjust to the change, Yeah,
we have to adjust to the change with these newer fighters, these new smarter style of fighters, and they're young, quick, and they have different styles now. Like the Usmans, the Izzy's, the Volk, they have to adjust to these newer fighters because you see what happened to Volk when he fought to Poirier.
Yeah,
it was something. It was first round, I believe.
Can't remember.
I think it was first round. If I'm wrong, put it down in the comments. But it was quick because Volk was trying to go with this older style that doesn't fit anymore.
His chin was already cracked too, man. It's different. Fit. Once your chin's cracked, you're not the same as before. We saw, we'll see what happens with Izzy after his chin got cracked. He got up pretty quick after he got knocked out.
Yeah, he still wants to fight because Izzy's tough.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, but he might not be the same. It's a little hard to say it, but you're right. It's a different generation. Yeah. We could play some UFC and win the title again as them, but I don't think they're gonna get it anytime soon.
I don't think so either.
I don't think if the Volk Topuria 2 happens, I don't think it goes Volk's way.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think Usman can do 5 rounds with any heavy name at that division anymore. It's hard to look at though. It's hard to look at, and
it's sad to see.
They'll end up at the GFL with Ferguson. And no, I'm gonna get some hate on the comments for that. But they keep losing like this, man. What's the UFC supposed to do?
I mean, Izzy might well just go straight to podcasting. He's doing a good job at that.
He is, man. Yeah. And I hope that they're in a good place because they're great fighters. They're Hall of Famers. Yeah. It's hard to see because when they're not ready to let it go, like Ferguson, it's difficult to see.
Yeah,
man.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
That was a good weekend though.
It was a great weekend, and we got another weekend coming up Saturday, February 8th. Got Duplessis versus Strickland 2.
We're going to be live, no?
We're going to be live. Black Eagle Chicago. Make sure you guys check out that video. It's going to be coming soon. Black Eagle Chicago has some really great barbecue. Can't wait for you guys to check it out one day. But yeah, it's going to be a great match. I look forward to it. With the Strickland and Duplessis match, I am taking Strickland with that. Sorry. I think Strickland still won the first one. I think he got a big cut on his head. I think Duplessis did headbutt him or something where he got the cut, blew his vision. So I got Strickland coming back.
They did 25 minutes straight, right?
Yeah, they were
I think Duplessis is going to take that, man. I think that 25 minutes working with Strickland will put him in a better place to be in a better spot. I get it. The first fight was close, but Duplessis did shut down Izzy. Duplessis is a good fighter.
Izzy don't count no more. Anybody you say, oh, Izzy,
he didn't get knocked out, that fight before. You're just saying that because he just lost Saturday.
He always just loses.
Yes. All right, well, you beat him? You beat him?
Yeah.
No. You can't. You cannot beat it. You think you got the script, man? I give you half a round, bro.
I wouldn't give myself that long. Like, I respect Izzy. Like, I'm just really just basing my opinion. But I respect Izzy.
I respect all these guys, man. They get in there, they throw down. But I disagree with you, man. I think Duplessis keeps his belt.
No, I love Duplessis. Yeah.
I think we got a long belt holder with Duplessis, and we'll see what happens there. Strickland, he might wanna stand and bang, and that might not work for his favor.
No, I don't think so. He just came out with the pictures out. He got the porn stash. He's got everything going now. I look forward to seeing the co-main event with Zhang and Tatiana Suarez. That's going to be a good match to me.
Oh man,
I think it's going to be good. I think Zhang Whaley is going to win again.
Yeah. She's a monster, dude.
Yeah, but Tatiana's like I think 11-0, but she is tough
11-0.
too. I look forward to that match. So it's going to be a good card.
It's going to be a great card, and you could catch us. Well, come join us. We'll be there. We'll be recording. We'll be handing out some stuff.
Yep.
And we'll have a good time. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, everything. Keep up with us.
Of course.
It wasn't the only thing that happened this weekend, though.
Yeah, of course.
That boxing card was crazy, bro.
Amazing.
Dude. Pitbull got the W. They went to war.
Yeah.
They went to war, and he got the W. What do you think about Pitbull?
Pitbull showed a lot of heart. He got a body shot that hurt him pretty bad, but he fought through it, came back, and it was a great match. It was a great match.
Dude, Pitbull has not adapted, bro. Pitbull is fighting the same fight over and over again. Rayo figured him out.
Yeah.
The script is there on how to beat Pitbull. This fight, he got tired by like the 5th, 6th round. He got tired by like the 5th, 6th round. Don't get me wrong. I love Pitbull. I love how he fights. But you got to change up your style a little bit. You got to adapt, bro.
Exactly. But that's what we just saying about Izzy. Is his style played out too?
Yeah, but you're talking about Izzy, who's been in the game for so much longer, where Pitbull has time to adapt still.
He does, but Pitbull has a way of fighting where he like, I can win this way. I know I can, so I'm going to keep fighting this way.
But guess what? You didn't win that way this Saturday. Don't get me wrong. You got the W, but you're going to run into guys who you can't crack their chin. You're going to get tired early because you're using all your energy, using the same hooks over and over again. Why? What is going on with their coach, man? Change up his style a little bit. I'm not saying night and day. Yeah.
I'm saying add some jabs. I'm saying you're already in their chest, man.
Right.
Add the body shots, add the hooks,
for sure.
add the uppercuts. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Add the uppercuts, bro. I saw maybe one or two. I'm exaggerating, obviously. He did throw some more uppercuts,
Yeah.
but he didn't throw as many uppercuts as I'd like to see.
No.
Given his stature, given how he's compact, he loves the Tyson style. Great, but there's a script for him, and they know how to beat him. They keep the distance away. He won't know what to do, and
he's short.
He's short, and he won't beat Rayo if he does a rematch.
No, it won't be Rayo again.
So I want to see Pitbull do great things. I want to see Pitbull fight his way back up to that Tank fight, because he arguably gave Tank the hardest fight he's ever had.
He did.
But at this rate, everyone knows how to beat Pitbull, and that's what I don't like about it.
And I agree with you 100%. You said nothing wrong. I think it's time for Pitbull to maybe look at getting a new trainer.
Yeah,
New trainer.
I wouldn't disagree with that. He probably loves his team.
Yeah,
his team's the one though. Maybe add a trainer. Something.
Somebody that can do something differently.
Yep.
Get an offensive trainer because you got the defense. You got defense. Get somebody that can get you some jabs, some uppercuts, some body shots that can help you out to win some of these matches like that. So yeah,
it was a good time. Let's see what's next for Pitbull. I know that they were talking about Ryan Garcia Pitbull.
Yeah.
He didn't sign it ultimately.
No, he didn't sign it. I don't think he's ready for it yet.
He's not. He's not. And it's sad because I'm a big Pitbull fan.
Oh yeah.
And we might get some hate for saying what I'm saying, but if you know boxing, you know that he did not change up his style.
No, he didn't at all. He didn't switch anything up.
Let's see some changes. Let's see a new camp come in. He wasn't looking in the best shape when he did the face-offs and stuff.
Yeah, he definitely was hamburger helper. he definitely wasn't in the best in the first place. So he definitely got ready for the fight, but he wasn't in the best shape. He was definitely getting the free food wherever he went.
I'm excited for Pitbull for the next fight. I know that the next fight's going to be entertaining because this fight was a war. I hope that he changes things up and that new script that he has gets him to the top.
Yeah, for sure.
So with that in mind, the next fight after that was Fulton.
My boy had the Timbs and the short sleeve pants on.
Jorts, bro. What? He's not even from New York.
No, he's not.
He's from Philly.
Yeah.
He's rocking Timbs.
Oh, they were Timbs in Philly. Shouts to all Philly people. They were Timbs. But
all right.
He definitely showed out. He definitely put on a good fight. Now, it would have been different
Now, if he would have lost that fight, it would have been more viral.
I disagree with you. I don't think he put up the best fight. Did you count the arm grabs? Did you count how many times he hooked his arm?
So this was the rematch against Figueroa, but he played a more technical side. He played a smart match. It was smart the way he fought. It was a very smart match.
Dude, boxing, you throw hands, bro. You don't clinch, and he didn't clinch, right? Quote unquote clinch. He hooked his arms, time after time. Why are you doing that behind the referee's back?
If he ain't getting caught.
I get it. There are different.
He runs the entire time.
He does. Well, I mean, that's their fault for not trapping Shakur. It's different, you know. I wish that Fulton changed up his style. I get it. He did it to win.
Yeah, he did it to win.
You can't be mad at him for doing it to win. But guess what? I went up and got a couple drinks a couple times because I knew it was gonna happen. I knew round 3 he was gonna tie him up in the ropes and he was gonna hook him up. I knew round 5 he was gonna do the same thing. I knew round 7 he was gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I hope that people figure out that Fulton likes to do that. I get that he's doing that to win strategically. Yeah. I understand that there's strategies in place, and it's up to the opponent. It was up to Figueroa to figure that out. Figueroa's team should have told him, stay away from the ropes. Yeah. Back up a little bit. Use your jab a little bit stronger. Use your two a little stronger. Don't get hooked by him anymore. Yeah. And look for that counter. But Figueroa was fighting Fulton's fight, and that's where they messed up.
Exactly. And I feel like it's going to be a trilogy now because of that.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I hope it is. Just because that's the last one went to decision too, right?
I believe so.
I think so. So that's 24 rounds of boxing. You're telling me that at the 25th round of boxing, you haven't figured out why you keep losing?
Yeah.
And I hope that Figueroa's coaches, I hope the corner figure that out for him because Fulton, great fighter, his tactics, man. I got mad. It's my fault. I like to see the boxing. I like to see it happen. So when I see a lot of clinching and a lot of hooking and a lot of grabbing,
I understand. I get where you're coming from. I'm not disagreeing at all. I'm not disagreeing at all.
But we'll see what happens next. Yeah. That division doesn't have a lot of fighters. Obviously, there's plenty of fighters, but there's not a lot of stars. So there's room there for growth. So we'll see what happens at that division. What else, man? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to bring up?
You got to go to the main event. Benavidez versus Morell.
You want to start here first, though?
I guess talk a little bit. Yeah, we can go to Clarissa Shields.
It was a good fight.
It was a great fight, actually. Yeah. I watched the entire fight. Watched the ring walkout. Sorry, guys. Walked out with Papoose, the entire team. She put up a great fight in her hometown, Flint, Michigan. She did a great job. The fighter that she fought, can't think of a name right now.
She's taller, right?
Yeah, very tall.
Taller.
Clarissa Shields did a great job at baiting her to come in closer so she can get those hits. She put up a great. Excuse me, guys. She put up a great fight. The challenger did. I can't think of her name right now, but I will put the picture down below. I will get it right. She put up a great fight. She fought hard the entire match. She did get knocked down, almost out in that last round. Definitely turned her head. But Clarissa Shields did what she's supposed to do. She showed up. She showed out. I would love to see her fight Amanda Serrano, but I know it's going to be tough because Amanda have to move up, or Clarissa have to move down.
When you're that big in that division, it's hard to get people to move.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
It's hard, very difficult to make it happen. They do it. It happens though, so it's possible. But Shields put up a great fight.
Yeah.
Star like always. Hopefully we get some more action from them.
Yeah.
Because women's boxing they're doing great things, man.
Great job. You look at the Clarissa Shields, the Serranos, the Katie Taylors, so on and so on. You have a lot of great women fighters that's coming out here and making a name for themselves. So it's gonna be good.
But now we can get into the meat of it all, bro. Benavidez Morell.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That was probably one of the greatest matches I've seen. I personally think it was fight of the year. Now it could be more.
It's January, bro. It's a year of boxing, man.
I understand, but the way they fought. The way they fought, and we talked about this with Savage. The fight of the year doesn't have to be the two biggest names on the card.
Right.
A match like that where it's just straight punches being thrown.
Yep.
Any other fighter that Benavidez hit with those uppercuts he was landing on him would have been knocked out. Morell showed heart, and he got my respect, and I know it wouldn't be a rematch, but I would love to see a rematch.
I could see. Well, there's not too many big names outside of these guys. There's Bivol Betterby, right? But I still think while the fight was great, while Benavidez did a great job. He outlanded. He threw punches. He had the cardio. Yes, I don't think his power translates too well in this division.
I think his power was there. I just think who was facing.
The last fight.
We saw that.
The last fight we saw, it was the same problem.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll give you that. Benavidez did a better job with his cardio because that last fight he was tired. He was tired early, but this time around, I still think that Benavidez, his power could have been. If Bivol or Benavidez get in front of Benavidez right now, I don't think so, man.
It's not even going to full.
I don't think so.
It's not going the distance.
I don't think so. Don't get me wrong, though. I was a huge fan of the fight. I think Morell's team could have done a better job with him. I think he took some time off. The last couple rounds, you're losing this fight. You, as a coach, are telling Morell, you are down right now.
Yeah.
You're about to get your O stripped away. You got to do something and change it. What did he do the last 30 seconds of that fight?
Play around.
He was playing around. He was dancing. You got energy to dance? Throw hands, bro.
Exactly.
Throw hands because this man is about to take your O. He's about to make you, 11-1?
Yep.
He's about to make you 11-1, and you're not doing anything about it.
At all.
You still got energy, man. You're younger, right? Dude, I wish there was just a little bit more from Morell. I know Morell's gonna do great things. Don't get me wrong. These are the kind of fights that we want to see. We want to see these fighters tested. We want to see them not be worried about losing their O.
Exactly. That's my thing.
But you can't go into the 11th round knowing you're down multiple rounds and not throw like you
can't capitalize. Yep.
Because now Benavidez is in a place. He's in a great place right now. He is in a great place right now where he has some weight. He can say actively. He can't say Canelo.
Yep.
He can't say Bivol. He can't say Better Beef.
Right.
Whoever wins between those two, I don't think that Benavidez can beat any of them yet, though.
I agree with you. And who knows? You never know how it may go. It could be that the Bivol and Benavidez match could go to the point where it could be a third. It could be a trilogy. So who knows? He might even fight them right away. So it may be a trilogy, depending on how that match goes.
I think though, if you're Benavidez and you've worked this hard to get where you are, I think you hold on to that belt and you take the Bivol Better Beef.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Canelo's not listening to him.
He's not.
It's been well over time, a good amount of time. Don't get me wrong, Canelo. I think Canelo was worried about Benavidez at that weight class with reason to be, right? Because at that point at 168, Benavidez was a weight bleeder.
Exactly.
So I think if you're in Benavidez's corner, if you're his team, I think it's time to be like, you know what, we have the momentum. We can take Bivol, Better Beef, whoever goes up next.
Right.
Can they beat him? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that there needs to be a little bit of work done. Maybe a little bit more time sitting at that weight to get your power up. Whatever the case is. But I think that would be a good opportunity for him.
I think so too. It'll be a learning experience and make him better.
Yep.
Fighting those two legends. So it'll be a learning experience if he does fight. I think he's going to lose, but if he does fight them, it will definitely be a learning experience for Benavidez to fight one of those two and maybe hop in the ring with someone else and learn from that experience.
Yep. I think the longer that he stays in that division, the more he's gonna grow and learn from it. And I think that we're witnessing a true. He's what, 26, 27?
26, 27. He's young.
27.
He's still young.
He's got solid amount of time in front of him. And I saw an interview with the Art of Ward.
Yeah.
Andre Ward, with Andre Ward. He was talking about how he wants to retire relatively early, not too late.
Yeah.
So we have a couple good years left with Benavidez, and we're gonna see what great things he does, which I do think he's gonna do great things. I don't think that's gonna be with Bivol and Better Beef though.
I don't think so either.
But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We were talking about Canelo.
Yeah.
A lot of the Canelo stuff went down.
A lot.
Dude, the best one, Crawford Canelo, seems to be signed.
That seems to be official.
September.
It's going to be in Vegas.
Yep.
It's going to be in like an outdoor arena, if I'm not mistaken. They're expected to be a big, huge
Pack
fight.
the house, man.
Big sellout. Make sure you follow us, Fighting Chicago podcast for the latest news. Maybe a watch party for it. We'll let you guys know.
Yep.
But it's going to be a huge fight, and I look forward to seeing it. I'm looking more forward to the undercard to see what they put on there too.
Yeah,
especially.
they're gonna put stars, man. There's no way they don't.
Yeah.
There's no way that we don't. It's seeming like Canelo's signing a 3-fight contract with Turkey, Al Sheikh, starting in September with Crawford. So we're going to be talking about that roster of fighters there. They got some big names. They got some great names, and hopefully we see something insane when that card comes out. What do you think though? Who do you think takes that?
I'm taking Canelo.
You're taking Canelo? I think I agree with you. I think if Crawford goes up that many weight classes and meets Canelo at 168, I don't think Crawford's going to have a good time. I think Crawford's a great fighter. I think Crawford is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I think that in his weight class, he's a monster, hard to beat. But when he gets up higher, it's different, man. It's different. Don't get me wrong. He can use that jab really well. But Canelo is a different kind of breed.
He's different.
He's different. I saw some videos where he was practicing that liver shot, man.
Yeah.
How many? You think you could take a liver shot from Canelo?
That's
$10,000. You don't pass out.
If you make it $1 million, I'll do it.
You make it $1 million?
$10,000, not worth my liver. $1 million, I can do something with that. But $10,000 for a liver, I'm straight.
Oh man, no,
I'm straight.
I just think Canelo's gonna be a little too strong for that weight class for Crawford.
I think so too.
I still think it's gonna be fireworks though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think Crawford's gonna go in. He knows that he's an uphill fight for him, and he knows that he has to throw down, and it's gonna be good for everybody watching.
I just hope it's not a hugging match because they're both so smart.
Yep.
They know if one of them lands such a shot, it's a wrap.
Yep.
So I hope it's not a hugging match. I hope it's a really good match. I look forward to seeing the undercard, to see what they put on there. I know it's going to be some Mexican fighters. Maybe you see a Jaime Munguia on there, and then maybe some fighters.
Jaime Munguia just signed with Canelo's camp.
I expect to see him on that card.
Wow.
And I expect to see some Terrence Crawford, some of his guys maybe on that card, maybe a mixture of both. But I expect to see a really great card. I hope the card comes out soon so we can kind of get that going.
Is this the 5v5 U.S. versus Mexico?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I know that they wanted to do that. They wanted to do that.
It would be nice to see.
I think just because Crawford Canelo are such big names, you might do two separate cards for that. You know, I could see that.
That'd be good to see. You might see Ryo on that card.
Oh yeah. You see Pitbull again?
Hell no.
No? Pitbull in September, bro? Come on.
He might. Who knows? He might. Who knows? He might.
Dude, before that though, there's rumors. I don't think anything's signed. There's rumors Canelo versus Jake Paul in May.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I don't think it's going to happen, only due to the fact of contract and Canelo team, and then Jake Paul's MVP, his own promotion. It may be one of those things where, like, I maybe do it, but I don't want to maybe take this fight. Maybe do some contract, but also like, I mean, you're still Jake Paul. You're not a real boxer, bro. You're an entertainer. Man,
it's tough because I feel like anyone that goes in the ring is, respecting the sport and doing what they can, but these weight differences that Jake Paul does, insane, man. He's a 200-pounder, and he fights like 165,
he's fighting
180, dude. It's hard to see because you want the big fights to happen, but you don't think Jake Paul and Canelo, you don't think that's a real thing, man.
I think it's just more rumors. If it does happen, it'll be a big fight.
Feels like a money grab to me. I feel like Canelo, if anything, is cashing in. And that sucks, man, because you've done such a good thing for the sport, and you've grown the sport so well, and you've it's hard because I think there's so many fighters that work so hard to fight against Canelo. We got what's his name, Skull.
He's been
waiting. He's a mandatory.
Skull,
he's been the mandatory for a minute.
Skull,
So I would like to see that over Jake Paul.
I would like to see that too.
Jake Paul can fight all these other stars if he wants, man. But I think leave boxing for the real boxers if you're trying to do that.
And if I'm Canelo too, don't fight Jake Paul.
No.
Go out there and make sure you're fully prepared for Terrence Crawford. That's the real match. Be fully prepared for that fight and be ready to go to war. If you're going to fight in May, because you fight every May in September, fight Skull, get that match over with, and then get yourself fully prepared for Crawford. Don't waste your time with all these antics and the distractions with the Jake Paul fight.
Dude, the payday, man. He gets paydays all over the place. He doesn't need Jake Paul.
No, he doesn't need Jake Paul.
0%. Zero doesn't need him at all. Jake Paul needs Canelo to sort of solidify himself as a more quote unquote real boxer.
Now, if Jake Paul does fight Canelo, hold his own, and Canelo fights is not one of those scripted fights,
dude,
then I respect Jake Paul.
What happened when Jake Paul fought Tommy Fury?
He lost.
He got boxed, man. They threw hands. He couldn't keep up with the boxer. That's a problem. So these are all just rumors right now. Was it ESPN Knockouts was the one that reported it? We don't know how much weight there is, but follow us, Fight Night Chicago podcast. We'll drop all the latest news. We'll let you guys know when breaking stuff happens. We'll let you guys know if this does happen. you know, we gotta might as well do a viewing party somewhere.
Oh, we're gonna do a viewing party for sure. We're definitely gonna try to get out here and do more viewing parties. I know we both have lives outside of the boxing world, but the more we can show fights and have watch parties and give you guys free stuff and come out and enjoy the fights, we'll definitely do that. But if it does happen, be on the lookout for a watch party for sure.
Look at all our posts. Keep up with us. Share it. Comment on there. We'll respond. We'll talk to you guys.
Sure.
We'll throw some more polls out there for you guys. We want to get your ideas. If you got a specific thing that you heard from here, go ahead, comment on it. We want to talk to you guys. We want to get to know everybody in Chicagoland area. If you're a fighter, hit us up, man.
Yeah, get the interview in.
We'll get the interviews in. You know, interview before your fights happen. It's good promotion, man.
Yeah, get you out there, get the name out there. We interview a lot of people. I've been looking for people to interview. If you want to interview, hit us both up.
Yes, sir.
Hit the podcast page, hit the Fight Night Chicago page. If you have any events coming up, you're a promoter and you want to promote your event, hit us both up. We're going to take care of that for you. It's a lot of good stuff coming up as well, too. So be on the lookout for a lot of more good stuff coming up.
And, man, great fight weekend. We don't get a lot of these all the time.
We don't.
I hope that if you guys missed it, watch the YouTube recaps and keep up with us, man. We'll keep you updated.
For sure, for sure. Right. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Fight Night Chicago, at Fight Night Chicago Podcast. He does run the Fight Night Chicago Podcast. We both kind of run it, but he's the guy behind the podcast. I'm behind the Fight Night Chicago. We make everything happen. Shout out to Village Roadhouse for having us again. The sponsor here at Village Roadhouse.
Food's amazing.
Food's amazing. Great specials. Today is 89-cent wings.
Wednesdays.
Tuesdays, they got all-you-can-eat wings. Just make sure you follow them at Village Roadhouse on Instagram and everything. Okay, guys? Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace out.